There's something off about this whole scenario right here. Oh, it'll be that Mumford & Sons bookmark. So it is. Just watch out for the universe shattering cosmic rift there as well. Aye, sure, no problem. Oh. That's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be a bit of an issue, I think. We could fix it, but you also promised a Q&A video weeks ago at this point. Save the world or answer some questions. Feel my... Hello and welcome, I'm Liam the Music Reviewer, and today we're going to be doing this long awaited Q&A special that I had promised at the start of the month. And basically, yeah, as the title would imply, I'll be answering some questions that you've asked me. I'm joined by my good neutral person, anti-Liam as well. Al for short. I'm not calling you that. I think you might. Al will also be answering the questions you asked him, as well as drawing any of your requests that I got you to send in as well. I'll save my whole spiel about how grateful I am for you at the end of this video, but quickly, I obviously just want to say thank you for everyone. Thank you for 500 subscribers, it's really good. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into this. Thomas O'Mahony, sorry if I've butchered your name there, asks, are there any genres you can't get into? I don't think there's a genre that I had any specific beef with, but if there are ones that I can't really get into as much as I'd like to, there's obviously country music, Springsteen and Cash are only two that I could really get into there. Dubstep, I think Burial sort of counts as one of like the weird kind of subgenres in that, so I guess that's the only one that I'd really say I can get into. And then death metal, Weezer I'm pretty into, so I guess I'm kind of covered in that respect. But yeah, they're three genres I'd love to get into more stuff for them, but I really haven't so far. So if there are any recommendations that you think would make that transition easy, just let me know. Thomas also asked you, Al, who your favourite rapper is. Your favourite Martian just spits straight fire, but I'd love to see him go head to head with the guy from Scary Movie 3. I'd kill for that. Kill for that. And let's see your Blonde album cover rendition then. Boom. Anon asks, congrats on 500 subs. Who are your biggest influences? Are they your videos? So pretty much everyone that's in the music reviewing community has inspired me to some extent. You guys all know who you are, but people like Buffalo Staple, Not Real Music, Rick the Lie, Mike the Snare, David Rowe, Amy from the Sound Binge, Instrumental Isomar, Brett Kane. There's, I think I've got everyone there, but there's definitely some specific influences that all of them have had on me. Buffalo's whole demeanour on camera has made me, I think I've kind of taken influence from that. I think I'm a bit more chill. I think that confidence shows a lot more, and I've kind of picked it up from him. Both David and Rick have kind of shown me how pacing is more important as opposed to worrying about the runtime of your videos, which has been a big plus for me, because before I was super scared to put out anything more than 10 minutes or less than a certain amount, and now I just don't really care at all anymore. So that's been a good a big plus. In terms of big, I guess in terms of like a big influence, so with this realm, H Bomber Guy has been the big one there. I don't think I'm trying to do the same thing as him in terms of like he covers gaming and politics. I'm trying to do music here. I think in terms of trying to like cover topics in an ambitious and creative way, and with a bit more of a flair, trying to make sure that regardless of stuff that we talk about goes out of date, it'll kind of stand the test of time and still be entertaining months after the relevancy of their topics faded. So I guess he's probably like my biggest influence there, easily. Joey, my American Pride and Joy, he's asked a few questions. So the first one for me is, when you make a soup, do you use chicken or vegetable broth? I use vegetable broth whenever I bother to make soup, which isn't often, but I've been vegetarian since 2015, so it would be a bad move if I didn't use veggie broth there, but veggie soup. Or I guess lentil is my favourite out of all of them, but there's a lot of nice soup out there. What environment do you find yourself more focused in when consuming art, such as film or music? This is a really good question. I think when it comes to music, I try and kind of go through things in as many different settings as I possibly can, so many different scenarios, because I feel like some music only clicks with you under a certain kind of pretense. Sometimes it can be just kind of like lying in your bed with your headphones on. It can be, you're not going to try and get into like a really soothing ambient album when you're on the train somewhere, whereas something a bit noisier might click on there with you, which is why basically I try and go on a walk, or I try and play something on like my Bluetooth speaker, then something on my headphones. Just with music I think there's so many different approaches you can take that make it so interesting. When it comes to film, I'm pretty much with Daddy Lynch, and I won't watch anything on my phone in terms of film, because it just feels like you're looking at something through a letterbox, and it can take away from noticing so many of the nice little touches. I watch like YouTube stuff on my phone, but when it comes to like big films and that, I'd much rather watch it on my TV, usually with my headphones on as well, if I'm myself. If not, then just turn up the volume dead loud. I guess with film, they've not got as many approaches with films, but I still enjoy watching them. Same goes for TV, but though I'm not against watching certain stuff on my phone when it comes to TV, because some of the looks are quite homogenised and whatnot. Lastly, and this is for you, Al, when are you going to bring out a soap line? Well, I was actually going to bring it out in time for Christmas, but then you showed me Fight Club, and just watching that just made me realise that terrorism's pretty lit. So instead of making soap, like I might get down to that at some point, but for the time being, I think I'm going to partake in some rebellious anti-capitalist stuff like that. So yeah, indefinitely delayed. Oh, okay then. Seeing as it's December, what's your favourite Christmas song? Die Hard. Ryan from Not Real Music, he says, congrats Liam, name an album from the 80s, 90s and noughties that is widely acclaimed but you don't see the hype for. This is a good question as well. So from the 80s I would have to go for the Stone Roses debut, because is it Waterfall? I really don't care for any music on there. I think it's super derivative and just doesn't evoke any emotion out of me whatsoever. Really find it hard to see the whole hype around them, besides maybe some cultural significance. Maybe that's all I can really think of. 90s, I would say Souvlaki, which I don't think is a bad album, I just don't see it as being one of the best of that decade. I just think it's merely just good. And then when it comes to noughties, quite a few choices there, but I noted down some on my phone, so if you see me peering down, that's just because I've taken some notes here. So probably the Marshall Mathers LP, and pretty much any Eminem album from, at least from the early side of it, because pretty much everyone agrees that in the later half he didn't do so well. But also Libertines, again, same case after the Stone Roses. I do not really see the whole appeal there. Maybe a good song here or there, but they aren't an albums band. They are very far from that. And Ryan's requested Al to draw John from ARTV posing naked with the pillow covering his area. Are you sure you want to draw this? I've actually been dreaming of this day for the longest time, so I think you'll be happy with the end result here. That's beautiful, that is. It really is. Thoughts on the new Grimes tune? It's alright. It doesn't have to go over 2 minutes long. I think if Muse basically did what Grimes did there, they'd get laughed off. And that's the tea, honey. Stefan, Pappy himself, has asked a few things as well. Who has the smelliest farts, you or Mary? I've actually made the smart decision to talk this through with Mary beforehand, and we're both in agreement that she deals in quantity and I deal in quality, whatever that might mean. Scrunch or fold, Dal? Oh, but I just eat the paper and then just wait for it to poop it out, and then just cleans it that way. I think it works a lot better. let's just see that attempt at Remy fighting Stuart Little with the obvious winner. Well, I did just as you'd expect, and Flubber won it all. He's the winner. Oh, good for him. Good for him. Favourite Jay-Z project? Just give me a second. That one. Buffalo Staple himself has said, "Congratulations, Liam. You're a wonderful person. I wish you all the happiness and success in the world." Thank you very much. The first question is, if someone were to walk up to you and say, "Music sucks, I don't see what's so special about it. Give me 5 albums to listen to, improve me otherwise. Which 5 albums would you suggest?" That's a really good question. I'm a bit stumbled just now. So I'd obviously try and go for 5 albums that are a bit different from each other. So I'll go for Atrocity Exhibition by Danny Brown, because one, it's probably my favourite album of all time. Also, there's very few, I can't really think of a comparison to it, so it's definitely unique in that sense. So I think that would maybe kind of show this person in question just how special music can be. Homogenic by Bjork as well. I haven't listened to a lot of Bjork music, but that kind of is very kind of distinguished pop album there, so that might kind of show them that if they've got this whole thing about pop being so derivative and that might kind of show them the light there. Anything by Phil Elverum. I was going to go for The Glow, but I'll probably go for A Crow Looked at Me, just because of the whole concept and grief process there. I think that would maybe show the person in question just how therapeutic music can be in that sense, both for listeners and creatives. Then I'd also go for Kid A by Radiohead, because I would just need to. And Block Party's Silent Alarm as well. I know these aren't like super niche choices, but they're like the 5 I deem being quite important in various ways. So I would show these ones to them. Ow, where the hell's Ichabod? Okay, so we're just going to pick up something. Don't need to say what it is. But things got a little bit heated. Ended up having to meet the guys back at
Redacted
to make sure everything was okay. Things were not okay. People were angry. Icky Bro got sorry to cut you off there, but I'm pretty sure you're point for point summarising the plot for Reservoir Dogs by Quentin Tarantino. Oh, so I am. They're really easy to confuse with each other. For real, Icky Bro is probably at CEX getting a copy of Crash Boom Bang. Probably where he is. And have you managed to draw us together in the style of Stankonia? Peace de resistance. What album that you've reviewed have you had a total change in opinion on? Also, where's my weekly segment? This is truly Jake. Love you, Jake. Love you, Jake. I can't really remember for sure how positive I was whenever I reviewed The Life of Pablo back in 2016. I think I probably gave it probably the same score that I would give it now, or maybe just a tad higher, but that one's been all over the place. I've never really been consistent on it, but recently I was working a shift and just mostly everything clicked, so I'd probably give it a light 8 at this point. I'm definitely part of the T-Lop gang now. I can't remember how positive I was back on whenever it came out. I don't really think there's been an album that I've majorly flipped on yet, went from hating it to loving it. It's just, for me, it works quite gradually. I guess Cherry Bomb by Tyler the Creator is one that maybe I went from I think that was an 8 when it came out, and I'd probably go for a 3, so that's probably the big one. But I guess that was the same for a lot of people. And also when talking about your show, you think you can kill my lovely wife Josephine and think that I'm just gonna give you that platform? You start in 2 weeks. Garrett Magnoki, apologies for if I've butchered your name there. Numero 1, have you ever dealt with burnout or listener fatigue while having to review music? I've had sinus pressure for almost a month at this point, and I've recently tried adjusting to it after taking a 2-week break, and it seems to be going quite well. Figured it out since the phenomena seems to be somewhat similar. Yeah, absolutely. It happens so regularly to the point where it does really frustrate me a lot. In terms of how I'm going to deal with that in the future, I'm just hoping that one day a week I'm just going to listen to favourite records. That way I've always got a regular appreciation of music, as opposed to maybe having like a week where I've just been listening to stuff that just isn't really doing much for me. Just kind of like some regulation, I guess. I think that might help me in the long run, because I really like making content, and it sucks whenever I've got the drive to make it but I've not got like that energy to actually listen to something. It does really bum me out. Numero B, ask Anti-Liam what the best album is to get some sweet puntan to. What is the best album for that, Al? Kiss Me Through the Phone of I Soulja Boy Tell 'Em gets everyone going, regardless of gender, sexuality. Just guaranteed to get everyone in the mood. Oof, you're woke. And what's the deal with this White Album rendition then? I think I got it. Rick the Lie, my man. This is biggie. So number 1, Town Rep. What would you reckon is the best musical act from your hometown or local music scene, or Scotland in general? So yeah, there's not really any bands near me that aren't just kind of lad rock bands. I don't think are worth praising too much. But in terms of just the general scene, I really like Coldest, who are very sort of like 90s kind of college rock sort of stuff that I really enjoy quite a fair bit. And also the Vegan Lever, who I think are going to hit out with one of the best albums of next year. Very kind of Phoenix LCD sound system influenced, but I feel like they've kind of got their own flair going for them, and their live shows are pretty fucking good too. Al has got the most iconic discography, Bowie or the Beatles. Couldn't have put it better myself. And the You Won't Get What You Want album cover, but the face is smiling. What are your favourite things about your lovely girlfriend Mary? Her laugh, her smile, her really good streak of films during the late 90s and early noughties. I think I might be getting confused with Jim Carrey. I'm sure at least like 2/3 of that do apply to her. David Rowe, my son, my boy, he asks, when are we getting a 300-hour review of Water? The fact that you haven't done it yet is questionable. No joke, I actually do have a Water video in the works that I'll be dropping at an undisclosed date that you'll just have to wait for. But I think you guys will like it. Number 2, this is for you. David's asking, can you kill Liam please? I like the guy, but I feel like if you got rid of him and took over the channel, it would be 900 times better. Yeah, what are you going to say to that? Give Benito Generation a 4 out of 10 or more, and we'll talk about it, we'll negotiate something. I've taught you well. Let's see that No Love Deep Web cover then. Bam! What have been the best records, films, games that have come out since you made the channel? This is also a pretty good question, and it's also a good plug for me to say that next month I'm going to be dropping tons of lists. So favourite songs, favourite albums, favourite EPs, I'll also be rating and ranking every film and TV show that I saw in 2018. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to do like a content creators video as well, that I might get around to, but if I don't get it done in January, then I probably just won't bother at all. I'll just make like a big Twitter thread instead. In terms of games though, I probably won't do a video on that, because God knows that kind of like whole YouTube field's already like filled to the brim, and I've not really got anything interesting to say other than the fact that I've really been enjoying playing Dead Cells recently on the Switch. Also got Smash Bros Ultimate. I'll put the code that I've got, add me on there so I can kick your ass at it with Pac-Man. And what other games I've been playing? The Spyro Ignited trilogy was fun. God of War was really good this year too. Yeah, that's really been about it, I guess. I don't really play games as much as I'd like to, but whenever I get a chance, I usually just find the one game that I put tons and tons of time into. Oh, Enter the Gungeon. Oh, I put like 100 odd hours into that on PS4. Yeah, it's such one of those games that I can put an album on to play that, and I just managed to do both really well. It really helps when I like play a game. I really can consume music really well. Don't know how that works, but it's good. I'm not going to complain about that. When's the next Transistor night? Should be in March. Josh and I have a rough idea of who we want to play. It's going to be a gig instead of a club night this time round. That way we'll have experience in doing both, and then hopefully Transistor Night 3 will be a double bill, and that'll be cool. So yeah, keep tuned on that. Maybe I'll drop a video and then some more details. So if any of you guys are based in Scotland, then you can make it along. Hopefully, should be fun. Should be fun. Scott Duke asks, if you had to choose, what's an album that has changed your life the most? Don't laugh. But it's Mumford & Sons Babel, because it was the first record that I listened to that made me want to write about something. I have this way a lot of quite a few records, because Biffy Clyro's Opposites as well was one that made me want to write about stuff as well. I can't remember which is a specific one, but I do remember that being like this. I spent like an afternoon in 2013 writing up a blog post about it. I can't remember really anything about that album though, which I guess is more indicative of the album and not actually my memory. But I guess I owe a lot to that record because it gave me that spark, and who knows when I would have actually got around to getting into writing. Maybe I would have went down a complete different path or something like that. I don't like to think about that, so I guess that's important to me, maybe not in terms of the actual music, but in terms of what it represents. I think that's quite cool. So Al, do you heed Liam's advice to stay hydrated or act in a rebellious fashion due to his incessant need to keep you prisoner? It's just really down to the fact that water gives me chronic back pain. Also that I don't like Liam at all, and I'm just basically riding his coattails until he burns out. Lovely. And that Arctic Monkeys debut cover rendition. Christopher Kane, he asks, what's the freshest brand of water, and what do you crave more, fresh tunes or fresh water? Highland Spring, you cannot go wrong with that. Also Evian, I guess, it's quite nice as well. And I guess it's on a day by day basis, but I guess I could do some fresh tunes just now. I'm pretty good just now. My throat and lips aren't too dry. But I could do with some water just now. I'm not sure. Question for the Q&A. Now you've hit 500 subscribers, what's the next goal? Survive, I guess. Would be cool to hit 1,000 in 2019. But I just want to make content that I'm proud of, that I can show off to potential employers, that I can look back on and be like, you know what, I put a lot of effort into it, so even if I don't hit 1k, as long as you guys are enjoying it, and as long as I'm getting something out of it in terms of like actual fulfillment, not anything like monetary wise, I'm gonna be happy with it, because 2018's been pretty cool in terms of it, and I think I can do even better. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Heaps boy, thank you for getting involved in the comments so often. I really do appreciate that, and everyone else that's involved so far, but especially Heaps boy. I see you a lot. I pay attention. What other non-music YouTubers do you enjoy? So many. Like I say, I want to do a video maybe in terms of like my favourite 2018 YouTube videos, but off the top of my head, Philosophy Tube, Lindsay Ellis, Jenny Nicholson, Rebel Taxi, like one of those channels that every time I see the new notification bell thing, that's me. I'm right away for that. Sean and Jen. My mind's going blank just now. Mark Brown from British Gaming. Nintendo as well, who was a bit of a meme at first between me and my friends, just because of how he had this introduction that we'd all just say to each other, but I genuinely find his content really interesting. And there's so many, but and also H-Bomber Guy, I've already mentioned him so far, and the music reviewing community. Like I'm never really struggling to watch stuff on here. When I say music reviewing community as well, I don't know why I don't say Fantano and Deep Cuts as well, who are two huge influences I mentioned whenever I did the whole bracket challenge thing for music reviewing. But yeah, there's a big list. If you don't know any of them, give them a go. Who's prettier, Al, the Zuck or Elon Musk? I don't really care about their looks at all. The thing I care about most is their backs against the wall when the revolution starts, when people come back. Sorry about that, folks. Don't know what happened there, but yeah, Barney high-fiving Kendrick Lamar. I see this every time I close my eyes. I haven't slept in days. News, reviews, music. Congrats on 500 subs, man. And here are my questions. Thank you as well, Niels, because I see you a lot in the comments too. I appreciate it. The Liam question. What do you think of country music? Yeah, so I touched on that earlier. I really want to get into more stuff because it's really just 2 or 3 artists that I like in that certain field. I don't have any sort of issue with it, I guess. Right now, the whole bro country thing, that's sort of worrying because a lot of it sounds shit, but you can say that about so many genres, and I don't want that to be like my excuse for not getting into it. I'll get around to getting into it at some point. I'm stumbling over my words here. Ow, who are you? Who are any of us? Good point. And a drawing of the Mountain Goats logo. Boop. Ace Bear. Again, I keep repeating myself, but thank you for always getting involved because I recognise that logo and that name anywhere. What's your favourite anime? I need to watch far more anime because literally the only one that I've watched is Cowboy Bebop, and I haven't even finished that one yet, but I will get around to doing that. But out of all the ones that I've watched, it's the one that the style and the story really interests me, especially the characters too. I haven't really, like Death Note and all that just don't really do much for me. Attack on Titan 2 didn't do much for me. Neon Genesis Evangelion, whatever it's called, it's coming on Netflix next year, or well this year, because I'm putting this up on the 1st of January. I'll watch that whenever it comes out. I'll watch that whenever it comes out on Netflix. I really liked Agretsuko as well, which is technically an anime, so that's my second favourite anime of all time. Best Overwatch character to look at porn of, Hammond, and the Tarkus album cover. Maple Milk asks, is Blonde my current favourite album a 10? You know it. Are you drunk right now, Al? I just realised that it just kind of prolongs the pain. Also, I don't get paid till tomorrow, so I'm just going to be homebrewing stuff in the meantime. And Fellas on the Moon cover redux, please. Boop. Low quality posts. I know it's Jack. Appreciate you, Jack. Appreciate you big time. Favourite Scottish artists because Freedom, so many. Biffy Clyro, obviously a big favourite, did a whole video on them. Young Fathers, Twilight Sad, Frightened Rabbit, Sophie is representing the electronic pop field for us and really pushing the boundaries. Hudson Mohawk, another good one. Cocktail Twins, for just making dream pop so good. Belle and Sebastian during the prime were really damn good as well. There's just a few. So three people that you'd like to take out to dinner. Al. Sly Cooper in a polka dot bikini, Sly Cooper in a tight vest, Sly Cooper wearing nothing at all. I'm noticing a pattern here, but I don't want to dwell on that. So the Parquet Courts Wide Awake album cover, please. Magnifique. Mary, my girlfriend, has been really good and supportive. Wouldn't be able to do this without her support. But anyway, she asks, what's been your favourite gig of this year and why? Kirky Bonito was probably my favourite gig just because that whole experience was absolutely surreal. But Young Fathers was also a really emotional one. Felt really cathartic to sort of like just dance about and rid myself of any sort of negativity and like bring in that wholesomeness. Paramore was really good as well, just to kind of relive any sort of like teenage love, and also kind of like just a good reminder that like bands can still surprise you and whatnot. So that was really good. Al, do you have a girlfriend? Yeah, Anti-Mary's the best. Just look at this picture over right here. Oh, she looks nice. And what about Mary's request to draw myself and her as Rick and Morty? Tom Alexander asks, what album to your memory has grown on you the most to become something you really appreciate and love? I guess one that I didn't include in Liam's Christmas Cracker, which I hope you guys liked that so good because it was tiring. But Neon Bible by Arcade Fire is one that I liked whenever I was like getting into Arcade Fire, but like only over the course of the past few years. Like with each year and each new listen, it's grown on me a lot. I used to think it was like, I thought it was just fine before, but now I think it's genuinely great. It's a really, really great record. So that'd probably be my go for that question there. Best song of the year, Al? Expensive Mistakes by Fall Out Boy. Man, that song's goth as fuck. That puts The Cure to shame. Like, I would wear black until they made a darker colour. Just, how do they write this stuff? How do they write this stuff? Okay, and your take on the Loveless album cover? Magnifique. Harry, the plug god, the plug master himself, he asked favourite live album, which is, other than Stop Making Sense, which is the one that I was gonna go for, but I'm gonna break boundaries here, gonna change the game by saying Alive 2007 by Daft Punk. Just stuff like One More Time and Aerodynamic, just they go together so well. It like, these songs are already great beforehand, but just the new setting, like it's what every live show should aspire to be, even if it's not obviously realistic for a lot of people. But like, yeah, my favourite album, probably my favourite live album ever, I'd probably say. And speaking of favourites, what's your favourite album artwork, Al? Sean Kingston's Back to Life, of course. And on that topic, a Sunny Day Real Estate Recreation Place, Magnifique, Fathead / FH, best gigs you've ever been to, Biffy at the Barrows, Death Grips at the Barrows and FWG Free, and Run the Jewels and Danny Brown at the O2 Academy. They all happened over the course of just like 2 or 3 years, I think it was, and were all fantastic shows, ones I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Favourite colour and why you're called Anti-Liam Al? Turquoise, green, and because Cal Kachesta was already taken. And finally, MC Ride, reading a book. He's a well-read boy. You're something. You're really something. But thank you guys for watching this. Thank you for everyone that sent in questions, and thank you even if you didn't manage to send in one, because maybe you didn't have any, maybe you didn't see this video that I was asking for beforehand. But yeah, I really do appreciate it. 2018's been a cool year. It's been great to get involved in a community that I knew nothing about, and being able to be there from like kind of early on to see it kind of form into what it is now. It makes me very happy. It's improved my music knowledge, it's improved my appreciation of music, it's helped me make friends that I hope will be there for a very long time. And I think it's something that I've always wanted to do. I tried to do it years back, but only recently I feel like this has been the right time to do it all, even if I wish I'd been able to do it years and years and years ago. Like, now's the right time. So it's good to know that you people are liking it, and I hope you've liked this video and liked me talking about it. And here's to more good videos. Just be very open with me if there's something you think I should do more of, that I should do less of, that I can improve. I'm all ears for it. Obviously I'm not going to like change every little thing, but I do want to make sure that you guys aren't too scared to actually tell me if there's anything that I can sort of like refine a little bit. And yeah, like I was saying during the video, thank you for this music reviewing community. Thank you to Mari, who just helps me so much. She's got involved in videos, she's been there to give me feedback on ideas. Thank you to the boys of Transistor Cast as well, Jake, Ethan, Andrew, Josh. It's the most fun I have on a weekly basis, fortnightly basis. Yeah, you guys are great guys. And yeah, just thank you guys for watching this video. I guess next time I'll be seeing you guys is for the best EPs. I guess will be the first video I do. I'm gonna try and make a timetable for myself so I can actually stick to it. But I'm really looking forward to this season. And believe me, I'm doing a lot of research into I'm listening to as much stuff as I can. But anyway, this video's probably been going on for about more than half an hour at this point, so I'm gonna cut it now. But as always guys, thank you for watching, stay safe and stay hydrated.